Hey everybody, in today's video what we're going to cover is how we're going to start the plants, so the actual seeds that are going to grow these kale and lettuce and cabbage and different types of greens, how we're going to start those. And so we're going to show you how I plant those in a rock wool cube, and then we'll wait and kind of time lapse everything and show you day by day how they actually come to sprout, and then when we're actually going to transplant them into the hydroponic stand, so they actually start growing and actually grow all these leafy vegetables. So stay tuned and we'll see you soon. Okay, so we're going to show you now how we basically start the seeds. So as you can see, these seeds are just from our local Fred Meyer's, which is just a local convenience store, like a Walmart or something. And you can literally go pick these up for like $1. And so, and the funny thing is you think, oh man, these little packets don't have a lot of seeds, but man, they really do, because you only need one seed. You don't need a whole bunch of seeds to get one head of lettuce. Those heads of lettuce over there are one of these seeds. So there's actually quite a few heads of lettuce in each of these. So you really don't need to go and buy something like this. This is a bag of pea seeds, which we use for our microgreens trays over here. Which we're actually soaking those actually right now to plant for tomorrow. But you don't need to go buy anything like that size, or even this size if you're just starting out. I mean, you can just go down to your local place and grab some of these packets, and it'll last you a couple plantings, because there's a lot of seeds in there. So anyway, so what we're going to do is we want to start these seeds. Now, I'm going to talk about these leafy greens here in just a second, because we're going to plant those into these rock wool cubes. But over here, what we're doing is with these, the beans, then the peas, and now with the spinach, I've found that they don't sprout very quickly in these rock wool cubes all by themselves. So what I've actually started doing is I just soak them overnight. So it's about 6-7 o'clock right now that I'm making this video, and I'm actually just going to soak these in some water for about 12 hours. I'll come back in the morning and then I'll put them in these rock wool cubes, and that's when it seems to actually sprout pretty well. And we don't have a whole bunch. Usually if you just put them in these rock wool cubes for some reason all by themselves, they only sprout like maybe 1 out of 3. So the other thing that we're going to be planting today, as you can see, is romaine lettuce, collards, mustard, lettuce, and kale. And that's pretty much what's in this setup over here right now. As you can see, I mean, we got kale and lettuce and spinach and a whole bunch of these over here. So what we're going to do is we want to take these and we just want to plant them in these rock wool cubes. And it's actually pretty simple. I'm just actually planting 3 each. I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but you really don't need a whole lot. So we're going to plant 3 kale. So what we're going to do is we're just going to open this packet. And I actually saw this method on, as I do this, I should have gotten a little stand or something. Saw this on another YouTube channel, is you just kind of spread those, which is a lot, on there. And what we're going to do is we're just going to get this toothpick here wet, and we're going to grab one of these seeds, which sometimes takes a second. But you grab one of those like so, and actually just shove it into the rock wool cube in the rock wool wall there, and you just kind of tap it in there. And these things, if the further you press them down, the better, I've noticed, because these rock wool cubes are super porous, which is great because it allows for like air, and the roots will actually start growing out the bottom here pretty soon. I'll show you that in another video. But if you don't press them down very far, what ends up happening is they become really weak right here at the top. And I actually have a couple of those over here real fast that you can see how, if you zoom in right here, how the roots down there really should have started further down. So it's really wobbly right there, and you don't really want that. So anyways, what we're going to do is we're just going to plant these. I'm not going to go through each one of these just because it'd take forever on this video. And, into 2020, none of us have time to really have, oh, let's listen to this guy forever. So you're just going to go ahead and place these down here, press them down. And I'm going to do that with each one of these. Each one of these types of seeds, put them in these rock wool cubes right here. And then I'm simply just, I've already actually soaked these rock wool cubes in our nutrient solution, and I just soaked them for about 1 minute. I just pulled a little bit of nutrient solution out of there, soaked these Rockwell cubes before I planted the seeds, and that's about as much water as they're really going to need for the first couple of days. I'll actually keep them in this tray here, and you can see this is kind of a little bit of a slotted tray. You don't want anything flat, because what's ended up happening is the bottom of these Rockwell cubes, as the roots are starting to grow out of them, they start bunching up at the bottom here, and they don't flourish. So the best thing, because what we want is when we're going to put them in that hydroponic stand, we want the roots really coming out the bottom and start flowing, so that way they can grab more nutrients. So anyways, that's what we're doing today. So tonight we're going to go ahead and plant these in the Rockwell cubes, and let them go ahead, and I'll actually put a dome over these to kind of keep them the humidity level up, so they don't dry out or anything, and they'll actually sprout within a day or two. Sometimes the spinach actually takes a little bit longer for some reason, but all the rest of this should sprout in just a couple of days. And then tomorrow morning we'll do a video on planting these real quick, and I'll just add it to the end of this, which is basically we're just going to take these and plant them right into a Rockwell cube, just like we did these other ones. Obviously those beans are a lot bigger. And then, yeah, that's basically what we're doing. Today I think is the 7th of July, and we're hoping to have a harvest here in about 40 days. And we're gonna kind of time lapse that, and we'll do some progress videos as we go. As you can see, you know, in the next couple of weeks, we're gonna be harvesting this stuff, and we'll do a video on that. So we're real excited. If you have any comments or anything, go ahead and drop a comment below, and we'll see you guys in the next video.